Talent can impress people for a moment, but discipline can change your entire life. Some people are born naturally gifted. They learn faster, speak better, move better, succeed quicker. And because of that, most ordinary people quietly give up on themselves. They look at talented people and think, I could never become like that. But what if the biggest advantage in life wasn't talent at all? What is the real secret to success was simply refusing to stop? This is the story of a man named Elias, who proved that discipline can defeat natural talent. Elias worked at a small warehouse near the edge of the city. Every morning looked the same. Wake up before sunrise, catch a crowded bus, work long, exhausting hours lifting heavy boxes, then repeat the same routine again tomorrow. His life wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't going anywhere. And deep down, that terrified him. Because the hardest part about an average life is slowly realizing your dreams are disappearing. At 26 years old, Elias felt stuck. His friends were moving forward. Some started businesses, some traveled the world. Others built successful careers online. Meanwhile, he still wore the same worn-out work boots every day, still counted every dollar carefully, still told himself, one day, my life will change. But secretly, he had stopped believing it. One afternoon, during lunch break, Elias overheard two coworkers talking. One laughed and said, "Successful people are just naturally gifted." The other nodded. Yeah, some people are born different. Elias stayed quiet, because part of him believed that too. He had tried improving his life before, tried learning skills online, tried exercising, tried starting side hustles. But every time things became difficult, he quit. And after years of failure, he convinced himself he simply lacked talent. That night, Elias returned to his tiny apartment exhausted. The lights flickered weakly. Rain tapped softly against the window. And while scrolling through social media, he watched successful people living lives he could barely imagine. Luxury, freedom, confidence, purpose. For a moment, he felt angry. Not at them, at himself. Because deep down, he knew something painful. His biggest problem wasn't lack of opportunity. It was inconsistency. He kept waiting for motivation to save him. But motivation is temporary, and temporary emotions cannot build a powerful future. That night, everything changed. Elias grabbed an old notebook and wrote one sentence. Discipline before excuses. Simple, but powerful. The next morning, he woke up at 5 a.m., not because he felt inspired. Actually, he felt miserable. His body was tired. His mind wanted sleep, and every excuse felt reasonable. But for the first time in his life, he ignored his feelings. And that decision became the beginning of transformation. At first, his routine looked small. Wake up early, exercise for 30 minutes, read 10 pages daily, learn one skill online every night after work. Nothing impressive, no dramatic success, no overnight transformation, just repetition, again and again and again. Weeks passed, then months, and honestly, his life still looked ordinary. That's the dangerous stage most people never survive. The stage where effort feels invisible. Because discipline is painful when results arrive slowly. And most people quit during the silence. But Elias kept going, even on bad days, especially on bad days. While coworkers wasted hours complaining, Elias studied. While friends spent every weekend partying, Elias practiced. While others searched for shortcuts, he focused on consistency. And slowly, his mind began changing. He became sharper, calmer, more confident. Not because life became easier, because discipline was rebuilding him. 1 year later, something incredible happened. A small company discovered the designs Elias had been creating online after work. At first, it was just freelance work. Tiny projects, small payments. But Elias treated every opportunity seriously. Every client, every deadline, every project. Because discipline had taught him something powerful. How you do small things eventually becomes how you do everything. Months later, his freelance income started growing, then growing faster. Eventually, Elias made more from his side work than from the warehouse. The same man who once believed he lacked talent was now building a new future entirely through consistency. But the craziest part? People suddenly started calling him talented. Friends who ignored his efforts now admired his success. Coworkers asked, "How did you become so disciplined?" Some even said, "You're lucky you're naturally gifted." Elias almost laughed hearing those words, because nobody saw the truth. Nobody saw the mornings he wanted to quit, the exhaustion, the failures, the lonely nights learning skills while everyone else relaxed. People only notice success after discipline has already done its work. Years later, Elias built his own creative business. He hired employees, traveled, helped his family financially, but one moment stayed in his memory forever. One evening, he walked past the old warehouse where he used to work. The same building, the same noise, the same tired faces, and for a moment, he remembered the version of himself who once believed he was ordinary forever. Then he realized something powerful. The difference between his old life and his new one wasn't talent. It was daily decisions, small decisions repeated consistently over time. That is what changes lives. Not motivation, not luck, not perfection. Discipline. Because discipline is showing up when nobody is watching. It is continuing when results feel invisible. It is refusing to let temporary emotions control permanent goals. And most importantly, discipline builds self-respect. Because every promise you keep to yourself changes how you see yourself. So if you feel behind in life right now, if you feel untalented, if success feels far away, remember this. Most people overestimate talent and underestimate consistency. The person who improves daily will eventually defeat the person who relies only on natural ability. Because talent without discipline fades quickly. But discipline? Discipline compounds. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. And one day, people will look at your success and call you gifted without ever seeing the years of discipline that created it. Remember this: discipline beats talent. When talent refuses to work, and your future is not decided by how naturally gifted you are today. It is decided by whether you are willing to keep going tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Kindly consider subscribing.